Hey, welcome back. We had to take a quick break. Like we said, we're going to do hour intervals of the show so it's easier to digest and gives us a chance to do what we need to do. But as we return, Slade just finished his turn, if I'm not mistaken. And we are now moving on to the top of the initiative, which goes back to Drekken, who is surrounded by 8 skeletons yet again.
Indeed.
Drekken, what would you like to do?
I would like to attack more than one skeleton per turn, but
Well, you keep critting like you will, and you probably will.
we're just gonna see what happens. So
Reckless
still
again?
attacking. Yeah, I'm still reckless.
I've totally forgotten to roll the advantage for all my skeletons.
you,
Oh,
you forgot to get the add the damage bonus too, right?
I did on one of them.
oh, I did
So
forget.
you've gotten away pretty lucky, Logan. I will say that. Go ahead.
Somehow,
What you
I
got, bud?
did. I did roll an actual 20, as you said that. So just I'm gonna roll the damage.
I'm
Roll
gonna
the damage,
start
bud.
need you to post a picture of that, Logan. Jeez.
Um, wow, that is a low. Well, no, still a low roll, but still, that's 11 points of damage.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not enough to kill one. So you don't get to go through and do that kill multiples at a time. Sorry, bud.
That's life.
We are entering round 5. That was the first of round 5 of this combat. It's the Skelly's turn. Dave, hold your hands up. Let me roll an advantage for 8
Mm-hmm.
skeletons. That is a 22.
That hits.
That is not going to hit either one. 19.
That hits.
That's not going to hit.
Are you doing
18.
it with advantage?
18 hits.
16.
That will hit.
That's not going to hit. And a 20. So that's 5d6. $24 cut in half, 12.
All right. Hey, Ward, I'm now at 7 hit points.
All right, that's the Skelly's turn. Greg, you are beside Ward at the door, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna slam the door closed. Just kidding.
All right.
Just kidding.
Uh,
I said, "Are we going out there?"
Ward, Greg asked you.
We can't leave him behind. Although if he walks off again next time, we might.
All right. I walk outside.
Yeah, you're able to go out about 5 feet before you have like 5 skeletons right there in front of you.
Roar.
All
A
right.
15.
That hits.
That's 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Next one is a 22.
That hits.
10 points of damage.
All right, you kill that one. So for everybody's edification, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 skeletons are left.
So as a bonus action, I'm going to take another healing potion.
Well, you use your bonus action to attack with your offhand.
Oh, that's offhand. That's right. You're correct, sir.
Ward. Greg steps outside and does his business. You have a bonus action of whatever you need to do. Move your moonbeam or...
I am. Well, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
If I use the bonus action to move Moonbeam into probably in number 8 of the skeletons that's attacking Drekken, can I use my action? Wait, I don't have to do that. That's a healing word. I got Cure Wounds. All right, never mind. All right, so I walk up to Greg, cast Cure Wounds.
Woohoo!
All right.
And I rolled an 8. So that's
12.
Thanks for the math.
Yes, sir.
I'm above half
12 points
again.
back- That's 12 points back to you, and then I'm just going to move the moonbeam in front of me to the first one that's on that way and try to clear a path.
All right. That would be the one that. No, he killed it.
Yep.
That's one that's not been touched.
Ooh.
All right, so he needs a Constitution saving throw.
Right.
He fails it. Give me that full
Woohoo!
damage.
Roll 20. 2 zeros. Ooh! Yay,
You-
it's not a 9.
You notice the skeleton in front of you as this moonbeam hits it. It's almost like acid. It just starts to dissolve. And if a skeleton could scream in pain, it would. You start to see flakes of ash and bone just crumble to the ground to a small pile in front of you.
I yell
Forward.
parkour and walk forward one more step.
Parkour. Okay, so you now notice that some of these skeletons have turned around. Slade, your friends have now gone out and cleared kind of a way. There is a 5-foot space at the front door. You can totally be cowboy western this thing and step out, gunning as you step out of the door. It's up to you.
Okay.
Or you can. There's actually one you can see. It's about 40 feet away, directly in your line of sight.
Okay.
Or you can get closer. It's up to you.
Is there a space directly between them where I can get the scatter gun without hitting them?
If you step into that space, you can.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's go wider.
So you move up 30 feet to get in that space, and you can get let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 skeletons in the scattergun blast.
Okay,
I will buy you.
Is Draken in that anywhere?
Drekken is not. Drekken is off to your western side, which is off to your
Okay,
right.
that'll work.
He's just out of the range.
Okay, I'm going to do a sharpshooter on it too.
Will
Okay.
you please say I'm your Huckleberry when you step in?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'll be your
I'll
Huckleberry.
be your Huckleberry. Yeah. All right.
Well,
All right. Okay, so that is 28 minus 5 is 23 to hit.
you missed. They all got
Yeah, he dodged.
it.
Okay, so for the ones that are within 5 feet of me,
Yes, that is 3 of them.
that's going to be 26 points of damage.
Okay, that's 3. That's 3 down.
But shouldn't they do half damage?
And
There's not
for
much
the
mass there.
ones beyond that, that's going to be 19 points of damage.
Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drekken, you're sitting there swinging and fighting your guts out, and then the one in front of you just kind of goes. And so now there's only 5 around you, thanks to Slade.
Mm.
Nice.
I'm going to take a grip point back on that too.
Yeah. Drekken, it's your turn. You've got one that you've already damaged, and then you got 4 more that are not damaged.
Well, I'll hit the one that I've already damaged, I guess.
All right.
Um,
Are you doing
23.
reckless?
Yeah. 23.
That hits.
So that will be. Oh, that's not bad. 15 points of damage.
All right, you kill it.
I glow. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, that was beginning of round 6. Now the skeleton's turn. There are 4 around you, and they are going to roll with advantage against you. Number 1 is over 20. Number 2 is a 12. I think that misses.
That misses.
Number 3 is a 13. I think that misses.
That also misses.
And number 4 is a 17.
That does hit. So,
So
two.
two of them hit.
With a 50 armor class, I thought I'd get hit more. I'm not.
Keep in mind these are just skeletons, but
Yeah, but they are just skeletons. So.
7 points of damage cut in half to 3. 3
What's
points.
that happens that was cut in half?
And Greg, it is your go. You can close the 15 feet to these guys if you'd like.
Yeah, I put my weapons up. I'm gonna see what happens.
I'm gonna hold my action until Draken goes down.
I close. I don't think a 10 hits.
It does not.
On my mace, I get a 20.
That hits.
12, 18. I got a 6. Woohoo!
Nice. That one goes down, crumples in front of you. And now you can finally see a clearing right in front of you, Drekken, and you see the visage of the bugbear snarling, covered in blood and cuts and bone dust. He's looking like he's had a rough time. And Drek, in front of you, you see this massive barbarian with this wolf head cloak just covered in gashes. I mean, there's hardly a part on his body that's not cut in some way, shape, or form.
Think of
I
Mel
won't-
Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
I'm going to walk on up to him, and as my bonus action, I'm going to hand him a healing potion.
All right, you can do that as a bonus action.
I just can't give it to him.
Right, that is correct. Ward, you see 3 skeletons in front of you and 2 injured friends in front of you, and somebody beside you who's just throwing thunder out there like nobody's business.
Right. How can I get to Grick and Drekken?
Yeah, it's 15 feet away. Yeah, you can get to him.
Okay. As my bonus action, I will move the moonbeam to one that looks hurt the worst.
None of them have been hit at this point.
Right,
At this
then
stage.
just the one
That's
to
a
the right.
That's a natural one. That's a natural 1 on the save.
Okay.
I imagine that moonbeam like a beam of light come down the ground. You know how it swirls up like, and he just
Yeah. It's like Gears of War. It's like the Hammer of Dawn. You know.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Both dice added up to 9 points.
All right, it's still alive.
Okay. And
Or
then I'll
unalive.
walk up to Drekken and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, thank heavens.
Roll
With
the
his-
8 again, so it's 12 points back.
Oh, that's even better than I could have hoped.
And then I'm like,
Admonish him. Tell him the right thing to do in these situations.
I lean over at him and I say, Grick had to talk me into coming after you. I said you weren't worth it walking off like that, but he convinced me to come save you.
I think that conversation went totally opposite of that, but okay.
But that's what I'll roll persuasion if I need to.
Sure, why
On the
not?
19, that's a 26 on persuasion of my lying to Drekken.
He can give an insight check. Go ahead.
Why not?
Actually, that would be a deception
Natural 20.
that'd be a deception check for
So you know that I'm lying when I say Grick had to talk me into it.
I'm there going,
Like, I don't remember that conversation.
I think that went exact the opposite of that, didn't it?
All right, Ward, is that everything you can do, bud?
Yeah, that's my bonus action and that's my action, and I'm sitting there waiting to get hit by something.
Slade, there are 3 skeletons left, and your friends are all in the same cone. I would not fire my scatter gun if I were you.
Do
We'll
it anyway.
Pistol, brick shot, sharpshooter.
I got a light shining on one, Johnny, for you.
Oh,
There is one that it does appear to be like degrading underneath this moonlight.
That's going to be a 10 to hit. I'm going to miss this time, looks like.
That misses. Anything else you want to do?
Nope.
I scream,
All
hey, as the bullet goes by.
Drekken, you have 1 that's injured in front of you and 2 that are not. You also have your friends close by.
I will pop that healing potion that he offered oh so kindly.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's delicious healing. It's a +2 for the healing potion, right?
Yeah, it's 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah. All right. So I will hit the one that is the most injured.
Okay. You see
I'm
it's sitting in the moonlight, just kind of crumbling underneath it.
Oh, if it no, sorry, I forgot it was in the moonlight. The one next to it.
Okay.
Not a natural 20, but 26.
Hey. That hits.
Oh, that is 9 points of damage.
All right. Is that everything you can do? Bonus action and primary action?
Yep.
It's the skeleton's turn. They're all going to be attacking you because they're just. You reckless, didn't you?
Yep.
All right. That's a natural 20.
Okay.
That is a 17.
That hits.
That is a 15.
That also hits. So 46.
Times 3.
One was a crit.
Plus 12.
Minus 85. $13.
Sorry, brain fart. I was
Mhm.
brain farting.
It's 46 plus 12.
2, 8, 34, 16.
So that's 26 points of damage cut in half. 13.
Cool.
Well, there goes that 12 points I gave you.
Greg,
Yeah, I guess I.
you got two. One in the moonbeam that's hurting real bad. Oh, speaking of which, he needed to do his saving throw on that. Natural 20 on the saving throw. Johnny. Jonathan.
Does he still? I mean, does that
He gets half damage.
just gets half?
Yeah.
14 cut in half 7.
Hey, he dies anyway. All right, so you have two in front of you. One's injured, one's not.
I'll kill the injured one.
Okay. If you hit it, I mean.
Natural 1.
He gets the attack of opportunity.
Nah, I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah.
It's been a long combat for y'all.
And next one is a 22.
That hits.
And so that's another 6 plus 6 plus 5. So that's 17.
It crumbles underneath the power of your mighty blow.
Ah!
Ward.
Yep.
Got-
Moonbeam onto the last one.
Right. That is a 11.
That misses him.
You need 15 or better.
10 whole points of damage.
All right. What about your action?
I'm feeling fairly confident that I got a bunch of fighters here, so I'll use my last spell for Cure Wounds on Draken, because he's down to like 7 again, I think.
All right.
11.
You get 11 points back.
Woo!
Can you stroke my fur?
I'll pat you on the back.
Thank
Like,
you.
You pat him on.
There,
You, you pat him on the back, and your hand goes immediately across that giant gash where he's bleeding from.
No, it's like static electricity, and I like grab my rapier and it's like.
Slade, you've got one skeleton left who's barely holding himself together.
All right.
You can do it!
Let's hope. Let's go ahead and do the grid again. Sharpshooter.
Okay. You don't need to do all that if you just hit it. Don't waste a grit. Don't waste a grit.
Well, if I get him, I'll get a grit back.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll do grit without sharpshooter. How about that?
There you go. He's looking rough.
Okay, so it's going to be 25 to hit,
That definitely hits.
and that's going to be 12 damage.
He goes down in a. Well, you hit him, and his head goes. Shatters in a million pieces all over Drekken's face. Drekken gets cut a little bit across his eye like shrapnel from a grenade.
Mm.
And as you guys look around, you've got all these piles of bone around you as this combat finally comes to a close.
I scream.
Smoke.
Ah!
That was well done, fellas. Well done.
I breathe out and my rage ends as I don't have anything to keep it up.
Your moonbeam fades.
I also scream, oh.
Slade's like, I didn't get hit.
I did.
And killed the most
I didn't want to
skeletons.
say anything, but I only got hit one time in Johnny's entire campaign.
Well, I kind of tried to make it to where you couldn't get hit. I kept casting Sanctuary on you. All right. So here you are in the middle of this street with these bones scattered all around you. Smoke coming from Slade's pistol, which I think was on its last round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I got one round.
You got one
Yeah.
round left in it?
You have one round left.
Yeah, I got one round left in it.
Okay.
I want to pick up one of the skulls.
You're going to pick up one of the skulls?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So you
would
should
you like?
have one grit, Johnny.
Keep it.
Give me an investigation check on it,
Oh, okay.
real quick.
I want to go over and if there's a Minotaur skull intact, I want to look at it. Pick
Let's
it up
see
and
what-
look at it.
Yeah, let's see one thing with
Yeah.
Nexadon rolls first.
That would be
Yeah.
a 18.
You notice that this does not look to be a human skull. It looks to be a little bit longer and narrower. And if you hold it up next to Ward's head, and it's kind of the same shape, so you have an idea that these skeletons were elven in nature. Some
Dad?
type.
Dad?
You look for a minotaur skull intact. You find one. It's about 3 feet wide and 3 feet long, with with a horn span of about 5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Hold it up. Look at it.
It's a minotaur skull.
Put it
Can I
on.
put it? Can I put it on my head to answer the question that I've heard it asked at least once?
If you put it on your head, the weight will become tiresome for you. You might have if you want to drag this probably 80-pound minotaur skull around with you, you could take it to a smith at some point and maybe he can fashion some kind of helm out of it. But for right now, it's really cumbersome.
I'm
and you've
gonna
got
leave it.
No place
I'm
to
gonna
put it.
lea-
It fit in
I'm
the
gonna
back.
leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it next to the open door, out of the way, and then I'm gonna go and look at those axes that they were carrying. Can I wield one?
You could pick one up. It would be a standard D12 great axe for you. The reason why they were 2D12 for them was because of who they were. So it could replace the one that you have. It's not magical or anything. It's just it looks like an elven made great axe.
Cool. Well, to replace the orc great axe that I had.
Yep.
So,
Now, let me ask you a question. Last session, did we see Itchy bring out that box?
No,
yes.
you did not.
Okay.
He carried it under his arm, but none of y'all noticed it.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
he's got it with him.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I noticed it. We go in there and search for one of them there.
I
But
was
I did
gonna
notice
look
it.
around the rooms, this room, and then the one that I was originally gonna walk into. That was
All
my.
right, before you go off and search stuff, I'm going to say let's go into this room and rest. I'm tired.
Fair enough.
All right, so y'all gonna go into the room where y'all battled the minotaurs and stuff.
If we can check that other door to
That's
make
what.
sure it's safe.
That's right. I'm gonna walk down to the other
Alright.
door and put my ear
So-
to it.
Give me a perception check.
24,
Good.
25.
I have like 8.
It doesn't appear to hear. You don't hear anything on the other side of that door.
Is it solid? Out of curiosity.
It's a steel door, just like the ones that were the front doors of these.
No, I mean, is it like a steel barred door, or is it like a steel solid
It's
door?
a solid steel door.
Okay,
I'm
just
opening
making sure.
You open it, it creaks with rust, and it looks like it leads into the room that Drekken was fighting in. Looks like it leads into that building. Like these two buildings are connected, and one was one type of building and one was another type of building.
I close the door back.
One was a meeting room and another one was like a audience chamber kind of a thing.
Close it back. Take a python. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, so now you just got the wide open front door.
Yes.
Yep.
That can still be closed.
No, the Minotaur knocked it off its hinges. No, it didn't.
No,
No,
it
it didn't. He rolled poorly on his strength roll.
So we go over there and close it. Python it. Ding, 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 ding.
All right, so y'all gonna take a short rest, long rest? What are y'all gonna do?
I'll short rest.
What do you want,
Well-
Ward?
I mean, what time is it? Because we started off this morning at that meeting. Or when
Yeah, you started about 8:30 in the morning at the meeting. That meeting lasted about 45 minutes. You guys came down here, investigated some stuff. It's maybe noon now.
Well, then we can only do a short rest.
I mean,
Realistically,
yeah, I mean, you could do a long rest, but you wouldn't have another one for another 24 hours.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, I have no healing spells at all.
I'm just above half health myself.
I'm hurt fairly badly, but I can roll to get that back. But that means that since we don't have a cleric, we'd have to go the rest of the way without any healing whatsoever.
well, you've got healing potions. I know Slade's got several, and he doled some out to other people. So, that's all. That's y'all's call.
Up to Ward.
I'll say
If it's that early, I can't in good conscience do a long rest.
All right, so everybody roll your hit dice for a short rest. Are you going to python the door?
Or I have.
Okay, good.
All right. Who doesn't have healing potion?
I have one.
Okay.
Draken doesn't have any.
Does Jonathan have one?
Yeah, I've got 2.
Okay. I'll give Draken one for now.
Duly noted.
See, I was thinking at this point in time we should be 5th level. That's why I was asking.
I didn't know if we could level up mid-session.
Well, we can't.
Uh,
It has
you
to be a
can
long rest.
Yeah, you got to level up at a long rest.
Oh well.
All right, so I'm sure Slade is reloading all of his weapons. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How are you looking on ammo overall?
Let's see. I still have 20 for the scatter gun. And I've got 21 on pistols.
Okay. Everybody roll your hit dice.
Yep. How do you make more, Johnny?
Well, I'm missing one component. I still never get the lead. So when I get lead, I can use my tinker tools and make ammunition.
Well, you'll need to go to some kind of heating source to be able to shape the lead. But
I've
Well,
got flames.
Well, I ask a question, sir. Does metal work, or does it have to be lead?
well, any metal that he can shape, it'll work. But
'Cause
he
we
prefers
have-
lead.
Well, say that's
Iron pitons.
yeah. I don't have we don't have anything hot enough to melt those down. I'd have to melt them down.
Why not?
With lead, a campfire will melt them down.
At the start of the short rest, if he says that, I'll make a campfire.
I was going to say, do y'all want to make a campfire on the short rest?
But
I'll
now,
make a
see, I don't have
campfire.
any lead to melt down right now, so I can't.
Well, he's got the iron pythons. If you want to, I mean, are you that strapped for ammo right now? You got 20.
Not right now, no.
You got 40 for all 3
And
guns.
for my earlier career, before I became proficient with the firearms, I had a head and crossbow. I've still got that with me.
Yeah, and
Fall back on if I have to.
you got plenty of bolts too, right?
I think it's just 20, but I've got them.
The quiver is 20. Yeah. All right. So everybody has rolled your hit dice. Ward, give
Yep.
me a perception check.
$24.
Wow. Okay. As you're sitting there around this campfire, I guess drinking something, eating something, there's glinting that catches out of the corner of your eye towards the back of this room, towards one of the tables that has been knocked over and it kind of corroded. It's like almost like a metallic glint.
I would go over to it then.
All right. As you approach it, you notice that it looks like it's some kind of plaque or plate that's got writing on it that you recognize as Elvish, but it's an Elvish that you don't recognize. You can make out some words on it. You see a lot of well, some of it seems like gibberish. Some of it's like words that you've never seen before. Like you see,
It's like
one-
I know Spanish, but I don't know Italian, so I recognize some of the words because it's
right? You recognize words like hail, like HAIL in English. You recognize things like stuff like that on it, and there seems to be like some kind of iconography of webs on it, and and you see one word that kind of repeats itself in this placard that's has 2 L's and an O and a TH in it. You see,
So, if I could ask my friend that is from a different place and the religion that he uses, maybe the god of Loth or something other from Drow. Maybe he could do it. I can ask him later. He is a knowledge cleric after all. So if I find him,
Yeah, if when y'all find Itchy again,
so what would you call that? So I can put it in the bag of holding and then.
are you going to actually pick up the little plate?
Yes.
Just say ancient Elvish religious iconography.
Religious.
Ancient, Elvish, religion. So airy. Got it. I don't know what that means.
Itchy. Itchy.
Do you share that with the rest of the group or no? Or do you keep it to yourself for now?
I would probably bring it up and say, "Hey, does anybody know what this is?" Before I put it in the bag. Be honest.
I can read it.
Any of you trained in English? I'm not English, or history, or sorry, my brain went. History or religion? Trained in it?
I am trained in history.
Give me. Well, you've already looked at it. Warren. Go ahead and roll.
Got it.
Add a D4 to it.
Okay. That'll be 24 total.
Woo!
Cool.
In your youth, the gnomes used to tell you, because you'd go to visit them and sometimes you'd stay the night, they would tell you stories of kind of like boogeymen that when they lived in the southern reaches a long, long time ago, when they lived down where most of the population lives, they had simple villages and they operated the same as everyone else. There was this. They would use these figures as a way to control children. Like if you don't do this, the black stalkers will come to get you. And they would have old gnomish books, and inside there'd be pictures of these creatures that had long pointed ears and black skin, with wicked looking swords and stuff. And they called them what do they call them? Black what?
Black stalkers.
Black stalkers. Let me write that down before I forget it again. They would call them black stalkers, and above them there was a language that you didn't understand. This language that they had in those gnomish books is what you see on this plaque. You can't read it because you don't speak Elvish, correct?
Right, I do not.
You recognize the language is the same, but you don't know what it says. And do you share that?
Sure.
I'm like, let me have that.
I speak Elvish.
It looks like a form of Elvish that you don't recognize. That would be the same for you as well, Dragon.
So would
See,
that be
this
like
right here says,
Slender Man?
"Do not enter pain of death." See, that's what. There you go. That's what it says. Yeah.
Like a Slender Man?
Yeah.
Kind of like you're talking about, like a urban legend kind of a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But they always told Slade that it was long time ago, thousands of years ago, when the gnomes were coexisting with everybody else before they secluded themselves.
A law.
And actually, it was also in the same book. They said it was before the Great Star fell and created the inland lake of Coal, which the inland sea of Coal, but nobody really knows about that. That's the first interview I've ever heard of that.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Draken is looking at the plate, but that name that's spelled Lolth says
Lloth.
Okay. We'll try and say something along the lines of Loth?
Is that the way you want to pronounce it?
Loth, is that you?
Loth?
None of you recognize what that means. You don't know if it's a person, a place, a thing. You don't know any of that. You just recognize the name.
I look at him.
I say, I swear, Barbarian, if you call some evil demon into here with saying that kind of stuff, I'm not coming and getting you next time, no matter what Greg says.
I just
Getting
want
rid
to
of the dwarf.
go ahead and get this straight. Okay. He came and got you because he is a softy, and he wants to save everybody. You know, I was gonna just watch
I'll hand
see.
Ward back the plate, and yeah, I mean
Says
I've
the
got
walking fur bag that saved Margaret.
That's different. She's a little kid that can't fend for herself.
Well, so's Drekken.
Yes, a
Shots
small
fired.
child.
Shots fired.
Yeah, small child. Sure.
All right, you guys have taken your short rest.
I want to before we do that. I'm gonna pick up a Minotaur bone and pick up one of the Elven bones. Can I look at them and tell if they're around the same age?
Give me a basic intelligence check.
I got a 17 intelligence, so that's a
+3.
3.
That seems high.
15.
As best you can determine, they appear to be the same. Give me, since you're looking at those Minotaur bones, same thing with you, Drekken, when you looked at the Minotaur bones. Both of y'all give me an investigation check.
Investigation is +3.
18.
8.
18, Drekken? Would you say
Yep.
8?
8.
All right, so you seem to pay close attention, Drekken, that these Minotaurs have some kind of shackles on their arms, like ornate, finely crafted shackles with chains that have been busted off.
Are they magical? Do they feel like they?
You have no idea if they're magical.
No, I mean, do they feel like they have some sort of energy or anything?
You
Or do
wouldn't.
they just feel like normal iron?
To you, they look like normal iron.
Feel. I'm like touching it.
It's cold and feels like cold steel.
All right.
I would like to check for like secret doors, just because Ichi's not here right now. I don't know where he went, so I'm looking for the hidden stuff that he would.
All right, so give me an investigation check.
I'm going to assist him.
Are you trained in investigation?
It was a joke.
I rolled 21, 18 plus 3.
He don't need any help.
You don't seem to find any hidden anything, but through that investigation, you find other, like old, like when you touch it, parchment that crumbles. But before you touch it, you see the same type of writing, very elegant, but at the same time, harsh, like where normal Elvish writing flows with a
Right.
beauty to it. This one
Right.
looks like it's written in cruelty.
Right.
Looks like it's the same elegance, but there's like a cruel pen stroke to it.
Right. It looks like Russian.
It's very severe. It's very severe.
Are there any like
Sounds like
journals or
German.
stuff that looks like they're like could handle touching them? I mean, is there any?
You see one or two books that have what appears to be a leather-bound cover.
I would have
But-
to for them to check with the other ones that I've got saved in my bag of holding that's got the animals on it.
There is, do you open them up?
Of course I do, because I'm just as bad as Ichi.
Are you doing it carefully?
I'm doing it carefully, and I'll do an Arcana check if you'd like. I'm trained in it.
Well, give me a dexterity check just to see if you can keep this journal from just crumbling to dust in your hands.
Okay.
Well, it's a ledger. It's not necessarily a journal, but
So my ham-hocked hands made a 10 out of it.
a lot of it, the book binding starts to crumble in your hands. The book pages
Geez,
start to
be
fall.
careful. Druid
But
craft.
it looks like the lists of they're columnized words, like in a column, and you see beside it like numbers. You've seen ledgers before. This looks like some kind of supply ledger. You could deduce that much out of it.
Okay. Do I see words or symbols that look like scorpion, wyvern, polymorph, bear, deer, peacock, squid-like?
No, you don't see anything like that.
I just want to start looking around for anything that was left behind.
I'll put
Any
them in
sort
my
of-
bag.
If it looks like we're in some sort of unique place, just looking around, seeing.
Looks like a common meeting place. It could be an inn, it could have been a tavern, it could have been like a town hall kind of a situation. You don't know what it was.
I want to just start looking. I just want to look around.
He,
Just in general.
he's already done it, and
Okay.
he rolled fairly high, and what he found is basically all there is.
I
the
looked for
rest
the
of them looks
librarian to
blank.
get her to sign my library card for the stuff I'm taking with me.
She stabs you in the throat with a ghostly rapier.
Sounds about right for librarian.
EverQuest.
Get her!
So,
The
you've
Tower
taken
of
your short
Frozen
rest.
Shadows.
What would y'all like to do?
Open the door. Deek, deek, deek. Peer out.
All right. So before we move on, we will return shortly, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, fellas.
All right.
We'll let the ranger go first. Oh, wait, we don't have one.
We'll
I'm
have
taking survival.
the short rest. Hopefully, everybody got some hit points back.
Got some.
All right. And I'm assuming whoever python the door will remove the python.
I did. I looked outside.
Give me a perception check.
No.
I'm fine at this. Walk outside.
15.
It does appears the street is quiet, relatively quiet. You don't see. I mean, there's a breeze coming from somewhere. You're not sure. A little dust is kind of going across the ground. The bones are still there, shattered and broken in front of you. That's it. You see the building across the street from you. You see the building that he came out of, and then you see two avenues. One that goes directly east from your location because you're on the furthest north of the wall of the cave. And then to the west of you is the building that Logan originally went trapped in. And then heading south from that building looks like an avenue, a wider avenue, a 20-foot wide avenue. And then heading east of you guys is a 20-foot wide avenue as well, with a couple alleys going south directly across from you.
So, Ward, where do you think our target would be at?
We'll probably follow the breeze. Gamer logic.
Feel the breeze.
There's
Okay.
something I'd like to do with all the zombie bones. I'd like to inter them.
That's
somehow,
illegal.
some way.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, not that way, Dave. I let them set them to peace. Something. I mean, you can't bury them all. You can't do.
All right.
something.
Well, give me a religion check as if you're trying to reach out to your deity, whoever it is. I forget now.
Okay.
Bob.
It's a natural process for you because you are a druid. It's not as a religious, but to do what you need to do, you need to do a religion check if you're trying to inter them.
Okay. 17 total.
All right. Did you reach out? Who's your deity, by the way?
I'm looking for that. I think it was Yana, whatever her name was. Yana.
Was it the nature
In the
domain?
player's,
Yeah.
in the player's handbook.
I just want to say I like Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
They are
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Was it Maliki?
I think it is Maliki. All I've got is the priest's name and that I was at the Bahamut temple, but
Yeah, you didn't study. You weren't studied under. Was it Sylvanus? Was it
yeah, it was Sylvanus.
Sylvanus. Okay. You reach out, and you do feel like a sensation of being outside. You smell the fresh earth and grass of your secret veil that you
Right.
dedicated to Sylvanus and your love of nature, and you get a feeling as your attention focuses down on these bones that there's a darkness and an evil that will not allow you to inter them. It's like they resist the kind and natural progress that you are trying to do for them.
Right. I mean,
I don't want to hear any more crap about Logan's presence.
I was like,
Y'all can hear that?
I hear the
Yes,
evil.
we heard it.
Oh,
It's
You did it right next to the microphone.
no, it's over
fairly
here.
loud, whatever the evil is.
Yes, the evil sounded like a guggling jug.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like moonshine on a. So can I? What? So it's fighting against me.
Yeah, it's they don't want to be interred in the way that you're trying to inter them.
Okay.
You have
so
the feeling that it would be an insult to them if you did this.
These are. I felt like they were elven, but they were probably the elven of maybe like the drowish kind of thing that was in the other room, that kind of thing, or something.
You could deduce that these are
I mean,
the same.
based off of they were probably the ones doing that, so they're kind of there. So
Kind
is
of
there a
like-
way to make sure that these evil spirits don't come back? Because
Their bones are shattered. They won't return. These are done.
So I tried. I did what I could, but you can only compel
you
them.
now
to
have-
come in. You can't make them.
Give me a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom check, so you can maybe actually give me insight. Make it an insight check.
Natural 20. I mean, it rolled off and landed, but it wasn't caught, so I'm taking it.
Nice. So, after struggling to inter these skeletal bones, you start to get a feeling as you look around at the architecture of these buildings, these almost Asian type with sloping roofs and tiles and things of that nature, that even with their writing and now you see their architecture and these bones and the type of weapons that they used, that with that insight check that these were not a kind race of elves. They're not even, you don't have much experience with the Valoran, which are the high elves,
Right.
but they have a semblance of goodness in them. You don't sense anything like that from this city, the city that you're in. You find no redeeming qualities within this city. You start to see it now for what it is, which seems like it was a city full of predators.
Give him time. He'll find something.
I'll find better. I'll feel better now that I tried, though. So
What would you like to do?
I'm going to say, may the last embrace of your mother welcome you home, and then say, all right, let's go.
All right. What direction are y'all heading? Are y'all heading
Towards
south
the
of
wind.
main? You're going where?
Towards the wind.
Towards the wind. Okay. Whoever's trained in survival, give me a survival check to determine what direction the wind is coming from.
15.
It appears to be coming from the south, down that massive.
It's a southern wind.
The 20 foot wide avenue. It appears to be coming from that.
I'll point that out.
Would y'all like to go in that direction?
I am with you.
All right. Who's leading the way? Give me a marching order.
Logan, you checked it out. You want to go first?
Sure.
I'll go last.
Who's behind Drekken?
I will be. Actually, I'll probably be to his side.
Okay, you can do that.
I'll have the scatter gun.
Ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So Ward, you're behind them.
Yeah.
And then
In
Greg.
front of Greg.
And then Greg behind them. Okay.
That's an interesting gun.
All right. As you continue to walk down the southern avenue, and you notice it's very elegant, even as harsh as it is, and the light. You notice that there is light in here now. It took a while for your eyes to adjust, but there seems to be like a purplish hue to the light around you. It's almost like a perpetual evening with some kind of ambient glow. You see another building coming up to you on your left that has a door that's been busted in, and you could surmise that a lot of the skeletons came out of this door. And then a little bit further south on your right-hand side, you see another building that was connected to the one Logan was fighting in. The door is actually shut and sealed, it looks like, as y'all approach it. And then directly in front of you, you see a 20-foot wide, 20-foot tall, and 20-foot long statue of what appears to be a spider. And it's reaching out with its front, like pincers and tendrils on the front, and its looming legs are over the top of what appears to be a water fountain that's splashing down. So it looks like if you look close enough to it, or if you examine it at all, it looks like there's benches underneath the spider, and then there's also a fountain that these benches surround, and then there's the spider itself acting almost as if a roof.
Can I
Uh,
can I make
Go
an
ahead.
assumption that this is a almost like religious thing? Is it like
I
religious
mean,
in any capacity?
you don't know, not really. I mean,
I
you
want to
can
look
give
for a
me
plaque.
give me a general give me a general insight check just to see what your gut feeling might be.
19 plus 3, 22.
Sure. I mean, you could say that it may not necessarily be religious in nature, but the appearance and the idea of a spider kind of permeates the society. Um,
I want to. Can I make the connection to that name of that we saw that was Lloth? Was it?
no, no, you
Okay.
can't. I know as a player you know who Loth is, but your character has no idea.
I was just wanting to see if that connection was even
No,
obvious, but if it's
not,
not, then
no.
then it's not.
You can make connection between spider web, spider, but you can't make the deity, right?
But if
Yeah.
it's
Well, you don't know what Loth is. You don't. You don't. You just
yeah,
looks like another word. Um, you have now. There's a small alleyway that leads to the rock wall that looks like there's a small door that goes into a tiny building. That door is still open, and that's on your right hand side, just past the other door that was sealed. And then the next building that's adjoining that smaller building, the door is open, and some of the stonework has been knocked down. You could probably surmise that the minotaurs may have come from this building itself. Um, and that's all you can tell from right now. And you're in the middle of this big square that has several avenues that lead off of it.
um, I'll say, do we want to go in one of the open doors?
What we're down here for is to find Jen.
He may be in one of the open doors or in the sealed shut door.
Work.
As long as we go in together and not just one person run off.
That's why I'm talking about it.
What do you want to do?
Let's do a perception, see if we hear anything, and then go from there.
I'm
All
still trying to keep. By the way, I'm still trying to keep an ear out for that. That fingernails on concrete.
Everybody who's trained in perception, give a perception check, please.
I'm not.
21.
19.
Yeah, I got an 11.
All right, the 21 and the 19, you guys actually you hear movement, but it seems far away to your east. Plus, you also hear the gurgling of the water coming out of the fountain. You smell something kind of like rotten fruit, something sweet and rotten coming from the big building that has the busted door. That's really all you can determine. With the 11, all you can do is smell that rotten smell, Slade.
Quick question. Where did
Yeah.
I hear that noise come from?
The east, far off in the east.
Alright, so before we do anything else, guys, we got down here by moving the fountain. Should we check the fountain to see if there's a secret drop down from it?
I said I'm ready to shove it if you want me to.
Well, let's do an investigation because it's an ounce of inspiration saves a pound of perspiration. But
Go ahead.
if we don't find anything, then we'll let you shove it. So
Okay, so who is trained in investigation?
Not I.
I've got Arcana and Perception, but not Investigation. That's why I was asking.
All right, you can give an investigation check, but nobody can give you advantage.
I didn't see anything.
Is there a fountain here?
As
Hey,
you're looking,
is this
up,
water?
I will say the water that's gurgling out seems a little thick, and all around the basin of the fountain, There's algae that covers it like a skin, like a lichenous skin, I guess you could say, or
Is
lichenous
it
skin.
glowing? Is it glowing? I'll use Greg's hand and throw it in there to grab something and pull it out, like somebody did to me one time recently. Jeremy.
The the lichen that's kind of congealed on top of the water, that's kind of moving. It glows a little bit with like a sickly green glow, but
Okay.
the water itself looks like it's water. But it's the reason why it looks thick is as you look at the top of the fountain, you can see there's a lot of growth there too, and so it's kind of catching that and spilling over.
Sure.
You think before all this stuff started growing on it, when it was maintained, it was more of a gushing fountain. Now it's kind of going. Blah, 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 blah.
I'll try. Okay, then. Okay, then.
Fountain fell on me. Sorry, guys. Get me out.
Anybody else want to do an investigation check? I'll let one other person do an investigation check.
I'm a +1.
I am a +4. 3.
You go
plus
ahead.
3.
Great. Go for it.
That is a 22. Oh, 19.
As you're looking around on this fountain, you see there's a statue. Well, it's a carving on the side of the fountain, and you saw it too, but you looked right past it, of what looks like a spider. And in the center of that spider, there's a red jewel, but it's dull.
I'm gonna press
not
the
shining.
jewel.
You're gonna press the jewel.
Yeah.
A small popping sound happens right underneath the spider, and this piece of stone kind of just pops out, and a little bit of dust comes out with it. You open it up.
Yeah.
A oil cloth tumbles to the ground, and you hear thunk thunk, and it's about this long.
Uh-huh.
It's about a foot long. The oil cloth that's wrapped around something.
Open it up.
As you open it up, you notice that there's a wickedly bladed dagger with a spider on the hilt, and it looks like the crossguard of the dagger is carved to look like spider web, and the handle is some type of skin wrapped around.
Ooh, fancy dagger.
You pick
Looks
it up.
fancy.
Of course.
I get my bonus action ready.
All right, you see Greg unwraps this oil cloth, and because it's been wrapped in oilcloth and it's been stored in a relative safe area, the dagger is in really great shape. The handle is a little bit slick from the oil, but it's still moist. It does not feel like a leather that you're used to.
It might be a leather.
But it does feel good in your hand.
I like that.
What would you like to do with it?
Is it sharp?
It's extremely sharp. Running down the blade
Uh-huh.
of the dagger, it's like a kriss. It's curved. Down the blade, it looks like there's a blood channel,
Uh-huh.
and then the hilt is actually open. There's like 2 little holes.
Where it collects the blood.
I put it into my belt.
All right. Do you try to do it sneakily, or do you show everybody and do it?
Oh yeah, I'm like, look at what I got. I
All
don't
right.
sneak.
All of you see him pick up this extremely dangerous-looking dagger and put it in his belt.
Is that the way out?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
That's what I was asking for.
So this is a spider dagger.
Impressive.
Well, thank
It
you.
looks-
And the dagger's
It
not
looks
bad either.
interesting. It looks interesting. I merely have a regular dagger, and nothing nearly that impressive.
Shall we go east?
I guess
Yeah.
so.
I do know the fact though that I still have the dagger with the continual flame on it.
Yeah, it's still flaming. That's the reason why y'all could see.
Yeah.
All right. So directly to your east is an avenue, 20 foot wide, and there's also a pretty large building right here. It looks to be 30 foot wide and at least 50 foot long. And there's a door that leads into that that's also sealed. And beside that building is the avenue to the east.
Rick, you fought what before? Do you think we need to make sure we're not walking past somebody and they're ambushing us, and we need to check this before we go down the avenue?
Yes.
Walk down Electric Avenue.
It's rock down too.
But
I
that's
don't know.
okay.
I was
He's young.
adapting it for the situation.
He's young.
I gotta adapt to the situation.
We'll go to the door. And
All right. It appears to be a silvered looking door. It doesn't appear to be steel. It appears to be something more. And there's no varnish of age on it. There's no sign that anything has occurred here. It looks as brand new as if it was freshly forged.
Does it have a
Right.
keyhole?
Roll an investigation check.
That'd be a 14.
Not that you can see. It looks like it's just a blank metal
I can
door.
break the door if you want. I could at least try.
what good is a door if you can't open it?
I could try to break the door open if you want.
Would you like to try to do that?
Everybody back up. Really
I do.
hard,
If we-
like,
I
out
go
of fireball
to this side
distance, give 'em
of
a
the door.
chance.
So, where are you doing, Greg?
when he's gonna try to break down the door. I'm gonna go to the side over here, so when the flames and stuff come out of it, I'm not be hit.
I am out of fireball distance. I am out of lightning bolt distance. I
Yes.
am out of poison distance.
All right, Slade.
Matter
What
of
are you
fact, I'm sitting underneath the spider in the fountain.
Slade, are you right next to him, or are you off to the side? What are you?
We'll wake Slade up and see.
Do what now?
How are you positioning yourself before Drekken tries to penetrate
Open
this door?
Open the
I'll
door.
raise-
Back about 20 feet.
You're gonna stand back about 20 feet. Okay.
I cast guidance on him and then walk away.
Okay. So roll an athletics check with a D4 for guidance.
Okay. And that is 20 plus athletics. You said
Yes,
Yeah.
athletics.
27.
You slam that door so hard. I mean, you feel your barbarian rage boil in you, and as you strike it, you feel a sensation of holy radiant energy penetrate your body, and you experience 27 points of radiant damage as you're flung 30 feet backwards and land about 5 feet away from Ward at the fountain. And you see him smoking with some like a blackish purple smoke as he lays on the ground.
I hand him one of my healing potions and help him up.
I take it and say, "Well, you did say to try."
You were right next to the door, Greg.
Well, yeah, to the side.
When that happens, you
Mhm.
notice the door instantly degrades and becomes just a standard steel door.
I'll go there and open it up.
Well, there's still no.
I mean, ah!
You're gonna try to bust it down.
Huh?
Give me an athletics check.
Well, I mean, would that knife that you've got fit in a slot somewhere? If you don't see a keyhole, maybe you could look harder.
Well, that's what I was looking for, but
He didn't find a
I didn't
keyhole.
find it.
Look harder.
That's a 19.
How do you try to open it? Just with your shoulder?
Yes, sir. Oh,
You slam your shoulder against it. It buckles a little bit.
well, gotta hit it again, of course.
Give me another athletics check.
That's a 20.
This time it slings open, shoo, doom, and a whole cloud of something.
I moved
comes
the
out.
side.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
No, I dodged. 6 plus. I fumbled, so 7.
All right, you feel something penetrate your eyes and your nose and your ears and your mouth as you try to take a breath, and you can feel it collecting in your lungs, and you crumple to one knee. You're now diseased.
I'm
And
immune to disease.
You are diseased. You're not immune to disease. And you're at disadvantage for attack rolls and ability checks.
Now, just for storyboard purposes later, is that a curse or is that something else?
No, you have to do a medicine check on him. But that dust seems to have settled after that happened.
Okay.
And Greg, you happen to notice as you kind of look up, there is a glass orb that was next to the door and now is shattered. It's crumbled to the ground.
Help!
I would go.
Medic!
I would go medicine check him after I walked off, handed the healing potion to the other barbarian.
Give me a medicine check on Greg.
Help!
I stand up and walk over.
That's how you open the door, by the way.
It's 19.
He appears to have some kind of lung disease now. He appears to have some kind of disease that's draining his constitution. You have a feeling if he doesn't find some kind of cure within the next 24 hours that he'll have a permanent constitution loss.
Ooh. He may have a constitution as low as mine.
It is a cure, not a curse, though, right?
Yeah, you have a feeling that some kind of disease cure, such as lesser restoration, greater restoration, something like that, would probably help. Or if you were a paladin, if you laid on hands, it would help. It's
Well,
a simple fix. It's a simple fix, but I don't think you have anything available to you right now.
I would go up to him and say, "Hey, man, if we'd have taken a long rest and I had healing spells, you wouldn't be feeling this badly. Tough luck, man."
I tried to tell you to take a long rest, but you wouldn't do it.
So
Well,
you and your moral code.
With this door open, you see what appears to be some kind of religious place, some kind of church, temple, and inside it's decorated with purple and green crystals that hang from the ceiling and cast a radiant glow. It looks untouched by age at all. You notice that the stone pews that are in this building are highly polished and look elegant, but there's the spiderweb iconography all over it. And then about
That spider
30 foot, no, actually from y'all at the front door would be 50 foot. 50 foot away from y'all at the front door, you see that there is a raised dais, and on top of that, there's a long stone slab.
Altar.
Yeah, you could say it would be an altar.
On this
altar, you see what appears to be some kind of creature that is reddish brown in its skin, and it's laying kind of awkwardly on its side because it's got these, looks like stegosaurus bone protrusions out of its back, and it's got this giant eye in the center and a mouth full of teeth, and it's laying on its back with its hands strapped down, and he's whimpering in a language. Does any of you speak Abyssal?
Not today.
I do.
In Abyssal, you hear, please no, we can bargain about this. We can talk about this. And standing above him is a creature with a wicked-looking dagger in his hand, similar to the one that you have, but doesn't look quite as elegant, and with other weapons hanging off of its large abdomen. You see a half-elven, half-spider-looking creature that stands about 8 foot tall with these wicked-looking legs and these weapons, and standing over, and looks like he's about to plunge this dagger deep into this creature.
I start whistling.
I close the
Just
door.
just a small, just like a battle tune. Just
He has paused because you guys busted through the door,
Mhm.
and he's gazing at you. Roll initiative.
No, I closed the door. Forget all that.
Oh,
Dang.
Yay.
Oh.
I look over the warden and said, after this, we got to go back upstairs.
I pat the fighter on the shoulder as we enter the room.
Greg.
What's your constitution, by the way?
18.
16. You're apparently a bit more constituted.